guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the controversial parenting tag. And sorry, I'm looking at stuff on my phone. Alright, so there's pro-life versus pro-choice. Now, this is something I've debated with. Now, me personally, my choice is pro-life. Like, abortion's not an option. But I don't think they should make a law. You know what I mean? I don't think the law should be that it's you have to have your baby, because some situations are really hard, rape and molestation and different things like that, where people don't want to keep that baby and have that as a constant reminder. Of course you can adopt, but it's still a constant reminder that baby's out there, and adoption is hard regardless if you want to do it or don't want to do it. It's hard. So I'm pro-choice on that. And then baby wearing, I love the thought of wearing my baby all day, every day, all the time, but I don't want my child to be spoiled. And they say, oh, your baby won't be spoiled and it's healthier for them and whatnot. Sounds great, but let's be realistic. I see clingy kids all the time and their parents don't wear them 24/7. So I don't know, I'm in the middle. So I'll wear my kid around the house if I need to do something, if they're whining and crying and fussy and stuff like that, but I'm not going to wear my child all the time. I do have a Moby wrap, which I'm super excited about, and I also have I don't know what you call those, just like a sling, and I'm going to get a woven wrap, and I think I'm going to get a eco carrier too, ergo carrier as well. Yeah, so alright. And then circumcision. I am a circumcision fanatic because when my son was born, I wanted to wait until his vitamin K levels were high enough, which is at 8 days exactly. That's the highest level of vitamin K levels you have, which helps in healing, and it'll help regenerate his cells a lot faster. That's what vitamin K does. So I wanted to wait till the 8th day. The doctor that I was going to have do it on the 8th day ended up going out of town, so couldn't have it done. So I was like, oh, I'll get it done. You know, just put it off, I'll get it done. When he was 20 days old, he had a fever of 104.4, and we hurried and rushed him to the hospital. Turns out he had a urinary tract infection. Now, I know I cleaned him very well. He didn't have any diaper rash problems, nothing like that, but he had a urinary tract infection, and I know it was because he wasn't circumcised. Because of that, I immediately scheduled the surgery to have him circumcised. He went under anesthesia, which is really hard on a baby, but he was fine. My son was completely okay with it. Everything was fine. Even the days after, he wasn't whining and complaining when I changed his diaper, when I put the petroleum on him or anything like that. He was perfectly fine. Babies, not saying they don't feel things when they're younger, but I think it's a lot easier. Pain tolerance, I think, is just a lot better when they're younger, because he didn't cry or anything when I changed his diaper, so he was fine. I was a little scared. He was fine. Yeah, so with the next one that I'm having, definitely he's going to be circumcised. I don't even have to think about it. Y'all do what y'all do. Now, I'm not going to watch it. I hear sometimes they cry, sometimes they don't cry. Some people say it's shock. Some people say the anesthesia really works, and it is what it is. I'm not going to watch it because I know I'll cry. So regardless if they're in pain or not in pain, I'm in pain regardless, because that's my baby. But I know it's better for him, so he will have that done. Plus, he won't get made fun of when he's in school using the restroom or changing his clothes or whatever, because people who aren't circumcised, it's not the norm. Like, people aren't like that. So I don't know, I've talked to guys about it, and I've never met a guy that did not want to be circumcised. So it is what it is. All right, and then adoption, I kind of touched on that earlier. Adoption's a hard thing. Of course, I'm all for it. If I couldn't have kids, I would definitely adopt. But I mean, there's really not much to say. I'm not against it. But one thing I am kind of irritated by, people are so quick and adamant to go to other countries and get kids when we have kids right here in America that are having problems and struggling, and there's abuse. And like here in San Antonio, we have one of the highest rates of abuse against children. So I'm just like, people need to adopt more in their own cities, in their own states, and stop going to China and Russia. And I understand those kids have it bad, but I think it's better start with your state first, because that's where we are. That's how I am. Right, and then baby piercing. I hope this is talking about piercing little girls' ears, because nobody else needs their ears pierced as a child. I got my ears pierced when I was a couple of months old. Don't remember it. I got my second hole when I was like 16. I got a hole up here when I was like 17. I mean, like I said, I think babies really don't remember stuff, and their threshold for pain isn't as bad. Like my mom said, I didn't cry. I've seen other little kids get their ears pierced and they cry for a little bit, but I've had my ears pierced. I don't think piercing ears hurts that bad. Why do I need to wait to get ears pierced? I don't know. I think you should do it when they're a baby, especially because sometimes you see babies and I'm like, okay, is that a boy or a girl? Can't tell. They're wearing green and yellow. So yeah, so baby piercing is fine as long as it's just the ears and it's a girl. You know, people who do it to boys, I think they can wait on all that. I don't think it's necessary. Not every boy wants to have their ears pierced. So if you're making the decision for a boy, I think it's not that great. All right, breast milk versus formula. So I'm an avid person who is all for nursing. If you can nurse, try it. I think having a huge support system helps a lot. And so there's some people who quit too soon, which is kind of sad. It's so convenient. I don't understand how people wouldn't breastfeed. Like for those who can, I don't understand why they wouldn't, because like in the middle of the night, you just do what you need to do, feed the baby, and that's it. You don't warm up a bottle, you're not mixing formula, you're not, none of that. It's so much easier. I think breastfeeding was so much easier. And I nursed my son until he was 9 months. The thing that I couldn't do is I couldn't pump. Pumping just didn't work for me. It didn't work out. Nothing's wrong with formula. I did give my son formula after 9 months because breast milk looked weird to me in the bottle because it separates. You have like the fats and yeah, it was just really weird to me. So that didn't really work out. So I did give him formula. I gave him soy formula just because, I don't know, I was just kind of reluctant to go from breast to cow's milk, because that's what that formula is. It's cow's milk. So why would you give him cow's milk formula when they're not supposed to have cow's milk till they're a year? I don't know. Stuff like that confuses me. That's why I was like, okay, I don't even think about it. I would just give him soy formula like that. All right. And then spankings. I do spank my son because he does stuff that deserves to get a spanking. No, that's not my first thing that I do. A lot of times I talk to him and talk to him and talk to him and I count and I talk to him and I count and I talk and I talk and all that. But eventually I'm like, okay. And then there's some stuff that he does that, yeah, that he just has to get a spanking for, because that's the only way he's really going to learn from a situation. Yeah. All right, co-sleeping. I'm a big fan of co-sleeping. My 6-year-old, yes, I said, oh, he's not 6 yet. February he'll be 6. My almost 6-year-old sleeps in the bed with me. I have a big king-size bed. I'm a single parent, so I'm the only one there. And it's pretty much like we have 2 twins bed. He sleeps over there, I sleep over there. But every night I have to wake him up in the middle of the night so he doesn't pee in the bed. And it's so much easier for me to just say, Isaiah, wake up, Isaiah, wake up, go to the bathroom, opposed to getting up out of my bed, going to wake him up. And I guess you can say that maybe I'm being lazy or whatnot, but it works for me. So it is what it is. Co-sleeping doesn't work for you, don't do it, but it works for me. And I will be co-sleeping with the next one. I'm probably going to move my son out of his bed, or move him out of my bed and then put him in the other bed, but because he has his own bed. This is actually his room that I'm in right now, and so I'll do that and then only have the other baby in there. I don't know, I haven't figured it out quite yet. All right, and then we have home versus public versus private versus charter school. Now I've had an experience with almost all of these. I was kind of homeschooled a little bit as I was younger, which it was okay, but you don't have any child interaction. Now you can homeschool your kids and put them in outside activities, but outside activities cost extra money. So I don't know, there's pros and cons to that. I did go to public school for a little bit and nothing's wrong with it, but I will be honest, education sucks in public school. Nowhere as good as private school, which leads me to my private school time. I graduated from a private